meaningful relationship with people from different backgrounds.
I would say that it was so interesting because I met a lot of people from different countries and continents that I have never been to.
And this is the most crucial moment that differentiates true leaders and fighters from ordinary people.
It was a truly incredible experience for which I'm very thankful.
My first true American experience began as we drove toward Manhattan. The skyline came to the view, the skyscrapers towering above and heavy traffic below, and helicopters circling around the tops of the buildings. That's when I felt the city's unique, fast-paced energy, sometimes completely different from anything I had ever experienced before.
First impression was just, wow, it's so hot. It was so hot and the humidity was so high, and we were just impressed by how hot it is. First impression when we went out of the airport, we were driving to New York itself, to Manhattan, and we were just thinking, wow, is this really the place that we were imagining? It looks like that. It was not that impressive, but when we started driving around the Manhattan, we were like, okay, I see why you like it. But the dirt and the humidity, and it was so hot, like I think above 34 degrees or something of Celsius. The first impression was just crazy for us. But I would say that the whole first month of the internship went like a bit confusing for us, and we didn't like New York that much at the first time. But then the second month of the internship was really exploring New York more, and then I think I understood why people like it so much and how they live there, what they feel, and why they choose it to live there.
I had very mixed feelings when we landed in the US. I was so thrilled to go out of the airport and make this first step on the American land, but at the same time, I couldn't really believe that I was finally here. Considering all the hurdles it took to get there, it felt kind of surreal, like a scene out of a movie where I'm the wide-eyed main character ready for the adventures ahead.
Honestly, when we were in Washington, D.C., almost everything was familiar because it looks like a European city. But after I came to Erie, I was very surprised that everything is very different from Ukraine. Erie is a lovely city, but it's much smaller than Kyiv, and I would say more American than Washington, D.C. It was very interesting to study its culture, understand that it's something completely new for me.
Employee-centric culture impressed me the most. Everyone is so approachable and open to questions, encouraging curiosity and providing valuable insights into the company's ongoing processes. The culture is very flat, making communication easy across all levels, and the frequent events foster a sense of community where you feel surrounded not just by the coworkers, but by friends.
What really impressed me about Blackstone and their employees was that how much they love to talk, and the whole small talks thing we had during all these 2 months. But speaking about professional side, I was actually so impressed by how long they work for Blackstone, and this company really provides you so nice, the community provides you the development and growth that you want to spend there like a whole life, because most of people that I've met have been working there for like 10 years and more, and I was just impressed and surprised by how much they love it. So that inspired me the most.
What surprised me the most was the company culture. Here I was expecting suits and ties, and instead I found t-shirts and shorts. The environment was relaxed, with people being both friendly and incredibly helpful. It was really refreshing to see people truly enjoying each day without that constant rush for something bigger, which you often feel in large cities. So it gave me a really new perspective on work-life balance.
Logistics Plus is a fantastic company, and I'm incredibly grateful for my 3 months experience there. The team was not only kind and hardworking, but also exceptionally supportive. I always felt comfortable asking questions, knowing I'd receive help, and it's nice to know that in foreign country there are those who care about you and worried about you, your safety and well-being.
I've grown more confident in asking questions and adapting to new environments. At AUK, I studied cross-cultural communication, and the insights I gained helped me build meaningful relationships with people from different backgrounds. I've also learned a lot about investments, and now I'm expanding my knowledge as I explore a future career in finance.
So that was actually my first time in the finance world, like a serious job, right? And I learned so much about finance, about investments, about asset management, and this environment provided me so much of exposure to real life projects and to real clients, to real deals. And I learned so much about finance, about M&A, about private wealth management, and on the other side, about the soft skills, I would say that I learned how to meet new people, how to have small talks every day and every morning while drinking coffee. So small talks and meeting new people and just networking so much helped me to build and expand my network and my community.
I've certainly gained many hard skills connected to logistics operations, customs, etc. But what stood out most was my growth in soft skills, particularly stress resilience and communication. Throughout my internship, I encountered various situations, and it's really crucial not to lose your mind and not start panicking, but just to calm down, relax, and start thinking step by step. So finally, you'll find some solution. Also, getting to interact with people from different cultures and backgrounds really helped me to level up my communication and negotiation skills. It's really proven super useful in those times when you just need to be clear and on the same page with people.
During the internship, I gained valuable skills in regulatory compliance auditing, understood what it is and how to approach it. I also designed different itineraries, reports, and researches regarding different topics, events, and some occasions. Moreover, I learned how to monitor policy changes, work with people from different areas to effectively advocate, for example, for organizational priorities. Additionally, I built expertise in strategic partnerships and stakeholder communication, as I had a lot of different meetings where I was as one of the LP representatives. It was a new experience for me. Overall, not only, but my problem-solving skills, communication skills, my multitasking skills are developed thankfully to the internship in Logistics Plus.
Being open-minded is a key when communicating with people from different cultures. There might be times when you feel misunderstood or the others do not fully grasp a situation the way someone from a similar background might. But that's what makes this interaction so interesting. Diverse perspectives often lead to a wider range of ideas, making collaboration more dynamic and rewarding.
I can't say it was easy or difficult to work in a multicultural environment. I would say that it was so interesting because I met a lot of people from different countries and continents that I have never been to. And it was so inspiring for me to see how they developed, how they grew there, and how their mentalities are different from mine, from Ukrainian one. So I just loved it and enjoyed meeting new people.
Personally, for me, it was quite easy to adapt. Of course, there are some cultural peculiarities that differed from Ukraine, but due to my raising and especially AUK culture, it was kind of easy to integrate to multicultural settings.
In fact, it was quite easy to find a common language with everyone at work. We had no misunderstandings or awkward moments at all. But one thing that I want to add, it was that we always exchange some cultural experience. For example, I share my perspective, my Ukrainian perspective with them, and they share some American cultural things with me.
Yes, I was lucky to have a good friend interning at the same company with me this summer. It made navigating everything so much easier. We also took an unforgettable trip with a group of interns to Washington, D.C., where we visited the Capitol, White House, Pentagon, and the Embassy of Ukraine. It was an amazing experience.
During my internship, I, of course, did keep in touch with other participants of my internship program. We had 2 trips in particular. We went to Washington, D.C. for like 5 days, and we met in New York. So we visited Pentagon, the Capitol Hill in Washington, and we went to New York Stock Exchange in New York. So like the most incredible insights were from these places. But there was like one event. We gathered all together in New York to have a public gathering for money, charity. After the bombing of Akhmedid Hospital in Ukraine, we were at that time in summer, we were in America. So we wanted to gather some money and do some charity for our people to help them rebuild the hospital and help all the kids that were injured or dying after that bombing of Russians. So we went there to New York center of the city center and Manhattan, and we just were meeting a lot of people and all together just trying to bring our value and let others understand how we feel during the war.
Yeah, for sure. We were constantly on the wire with our coordinator and other interns. Many of us had the opportunity to go to the trip to Washington, D.C., where we visited many famous places that are just close to ordinary people, such as Capitol Hill, Pentagon, CISA, Institute of Peace, Embassy of Ukraine, and some other really renowned places.
Of course, Kari and I lived in the same apartment for 3 months, and we always stuck together. We were able to find a group of friends in Erie, so we often went for some walks and for cafes together. We communicate well, and actually I think that this program brought us together.
I'm incredibly grateful for the kindness and support from both my company and AUK, who were there for us 24/7 throughout this journey. I've made friends and mentors who are already helping me grow and advance my career.
During the time of internship, what I remember the most was actually the city itself. So New York was very impressive for me, the whole scale of it, the rhythm of people living in there. It was so different from Ukraine, and that's what I was always telling my friends there. Americans, they were asking like, how do you like New York? How is it different from Ukraine? And it's so different for me personally. And the moments I remember the most is when I was walking to my home, to my apartment and back to work, I was just going around Manhattan and looking on these buildings and thinking about how people live here. Why do they like it? And the scale of this city was just every day surprising me and amazing me more and more.
The most memorable parts of my internship were definitely those initial days in the US, our unforgettable trip to Washington, D.C., and my first impressions of the company. Beyond that, I cherished our free time exploring the country and connecting with amazing people. And I'm very grateful that we had so many adventures and were lucky to meet many great folks.
I remember the work and how much I enjoyed it. I remember all my friends from work, from my department, their funny stories, and our philosophical conversations. I also remember the city where I lived, Erie. It has a wonderful lake. It looks like a sea, just believe me. So I really enjoyed spending time there. And also I managed to travel a little, and I was in Cleveland, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and New York. I especially remember my trip to New York with Derek Berlin. It was a full-day work trip. I was able to attend various meetings and communicate with people from different fields. It was a truly incredible experience for which I'm very thankful.
And again, mentioning the first day we came to US, we were just setting up in our apartments, and we had some problem with the AC, air conditioning. So there was a reception down there on our building, and we went there to ask for some help. Can somebody help us with our AC? And there was a man, I think he was Hispanic, and he was very funny and nice, and he said, yeah, sure, I'll come. But when we were coming upstairs to my apartment, I said, can you please take off your shoes when you go in? Because like it's Ukrainian thing, you know, we Europeans, we are like that. And he was like, sure, of course, no problem. And then we come to my door, and I opened the door, and I just turned around to see that man, and he just took off his shoes before just entering the apartment. And I was like, okay, you didn't need to do that, but it was so funny. He was like, no problem. I like, and so caring about that. So just he left his shoes in the hall corridor and then went in just barefoot. And it was so funny because we do that inside, and he never knew that. So it was kind of a multicultural difference that was funny for me.
Oh, plenty of them. One story I'll never forget is the night my friend and I realized we might be roommates with a ghost. So, long story short, many Americans believe in ghosts, and employees of the company I was interning at were no exception. So, everyone believed that in the apartments I and another intern were living lives a ghost of a small girl named Clara, who fell out of stairs and died. There were strange sounds and moving objects, so one night we came home and found our door half open. I swear we were out of there in seconds, freaking out. So in the end it was just probably a door malfunction, but we'll never forget the thrill of that night.
To be honest, there were a lot of funny stories, but I want to mention only one from my office. One man has a big curly dog. She's very kind and always laughs when someone comes to her. So when Katya and I found out that she existed, we started going to this man's office during breaks to play with his dog. She was so funny. We often took a toy and tried to interest her in taking it from us, but the dog often lay down on the floor and just waited for us to give it to her while so interestedly watching the toy. I'm usually scared of such big dogs, but she was so nice and it was very fun.
I shifted my perspective on future career paths. AUK offers a wealth of additional opportunities beyond just the internships, and I feel really supportive by the university's diverse experiences. All of this helping me develop new skills and discover the field where I can truly become a great professional.
So when I returned to Ukraine, I started to learn more about finance, and I'm already taking a course in that, in investment banking to be particular. And of course, there are many new opportunities for career growth, because I feel like I love to stay in this industry and work in there, and I'm looking for new job opportunities or internships, and I look forward to the next summer and maybe go for another internship in finance to America or Great Britain. And yeah, I feel like that really helped me, and I learned a lot about finance and learned a lot just in general on this summer, and that changed me and like changed my resume so much. And yeah, that helps me a lot in my growth of my career.
To be honest, not much has changed yet. Opportunities and especially salary levels here are still feel a bit limited, but I'm really hopeful for positive changes, and I'll be ready to help facilitate that growth in any way I can.
In fact, I have changed a lot myself, and now I look at many things differently. I have become more independent, self-confident. I acquired new skills and knowledge, and much more. I acquired new friends. I'm very grateful to Logistics Plus and AUK for such a wonderful opportunity to develop not only my career perspectives, but also me as a person.
Definitely to apply for the next opportunities. Research each company and select a few that you believe that you are the best fit for you. Then prepare for the perfect match and pack your luggage.
So my advice would be, just don't be scared and enjoy every second of your program.
I will share a well-known piece of advice that many of us have heard 1,000 times. It's not to give up and keep going. This was not an easy road to this internship. Each of us faced some struggles and obstacles we all overcame. And to be honest, it sounds easy not to give up, but sometimes you feel that you gave all of your efforts and you have no more power left. And this is the most crucial moment that differentiates true leaders and fighters from ordinary people. So at this moment, you need to overcome yourself, stand up again, and make this crucial leap to your goal, to your dream.
What I want to tell other students is not to be afraid. It's always a little nerve-wracking to start something new at first, but when you step outside of your comfort zone, that's where the real growth happens. Be open to new experiences and also new challenges, and embrace every opportunity to learn. And most importantly, remember that you are not alone and you will succeed.